Whenever I was reading Harry Potter books, I would always imagine myself as Hermione. Do you know why? Bear in mind that hair straighteners did not exist at that moment, but this is how I imagine her. Well, that's why. Mama, what's the spell? Mama, what's the spell? Holy shit. Oh my god. Okay. I look so dirty. They cast Emma Watson for Hermione's role. I was like, are you kidding me? Stop giving any shits about Hermione's puffy hair from movie 3rd onwards. And I was like, but this is supposed to be me. That was the main thing. I was like, oh my god, she's like me. Casting a person with straight hair. It's like, you traitors! I think it's fairly obvious I'm gonna attempt to do a Harry Potter tag. Went a little bit crazy with it. I cannot draw to save my life. I cannot paint to save my life. I just cannot save my life. I would die if my life depended on my art skills. This is, you know, what happens. This is so bad it's not recognizable. It's supposed to be Hermione when turning into a cat. Now, before you slaughter me, I know this does not exist until the 3rd movie, but I thought, you know, I need to whip out all the Harry Potter things that I have to make it as Harry Potter-y as possible. Obviously, spoilers are gonna be throughout this. Like, everything is spoilers. I'm not gonna avoid anything. So if you haven't read the books and you haven't seen the movies and you don't know what's happening, please, 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 don't watch me. I know I'm very attractive at the moment. It is hard to click away. Do it. Do it and don't spoil anything for yourself. Alright? Okay, now we're good. Now we're moving on. Everyone knows what's happening. I'm really warm. Like, this is like an actual winter coat. I'm a Ravenclaw, so I shouldn't be Hermione. But as far as I'm concerned, Hermione is like half Ravenclaw because she was supposed to be sorted there. So, meh, you know. This is my cap, and I love it, and I drink out of it constantly. Oh, but before I start, do you guys know that they have a Patronus test? They have a Patronus test now on Pottermore. I really want you to let me know in the comments what's your Patronus. So exciting, and like it's a bit of a nonsense, that test, but it's still cool. Let me know what your Patronus is. If you're interested, my Patronus is a hot dog. I think it's fairly accurate, and I wasn't particularly surprised. To be true, that would be better than the red squirrel, is because that's what I got. Beware, the red squirrel. Red squirrel is coming to get ya. I suppose it wasn't like a hamster, but not far off. The first question is, what is your favorite book? Oh shit, I really should have prepared. You know, I'm not 100% certain, but I think one of my favorite is definitely The Deathly Hallows. I'm not sure if that's a popular response or is it completely like not. This is the sort of cover and the size of the book that I was reading, and I really enjoy it. And I don't like the soft cover ones, but whatever. They're pretty. I actually enjoyed the part when they were just like, there's not a lot of action and they were just in hiding and everything, just sort of the time slowed down, but you would get to know the deepest of the fears, of the deepest of just emotions of everybody, and I just love that. If I love the characters, I'm not gonna be craving for action necessarily. Sometimes it's interesting to see what they do if they don't just chase people, and you know, it's nice to just take a break for it. And then obviously the second part was just like crammed with magical adventure, and even though I did miss school, because school, like Hogwarts, is one of my favorite things from Harry Potter. But actually that is a good point. I don't know if this can be my favorite because I really miss the school. So if this cannot be the answer, but it's definitely one of them. This may be the Order of the Phoenix. I love the Dumbledore's army, and I love the going behind their backs and actually teaching each other things, and I just loved it. Here comes a very unpopular opinion. I actually really did not care for Sirius. So when he died, I just thought he was so whiny and selfish and completely irresponsible, even though I see why that would be the case with him being in Azkaban and everything. Still an adult, and Harry is not James, and you're being selfish and stupid, and you're just being complicated, and you just I hate those sort of characters. Like, Just get a grip, dude. Moving on. What is your favorite film? Oh, I keep coming closer. Just wanna hug you guys. What is my favorite movie? I think I'll have to say that Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. I know a lot of people are really attached to the first one. You know, it's hard to believe, but it's possible to overwatch it. And I think I just done that. Now, I still enjoy them immensely, but I think I've seen them just so many times. I just love the darkness and the sharpness of the last one. I find it so gripping, and even though I didn't like the end whatsoever, not that the, you know, Voldemort loses, like I enjoy that. I didn't enjoy the 19 years later because they just sort of like fluffed up Ron's belly and made Ginny dress up in like an office, and I was like, now they're like 40. I was like, no, you can't do that. Doing something else that I just sort of wanted Harry Potter in the background, I would always put the Half-Blood Prince. Like, it's a calmer movie and you don't actually have to follow because not much happens. But to actually watch, I really enjoyed the Deathly Hallows. First and the second one, but the second one a bit more. Also, the soundtrack, guys. The soundtrack of those movies is freaking mind-blowing. So, least favorite book. What is my least favorite book? Probably Harry Potter, the Chamber of Stone. What? Chamber of Stones. I know, I think it's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I'm not really sure why. I don't really have like a least favorite. I love them all. I really do. I honestly do love them all. But if I had to choose maybe this one, I just didn't particularly care about the prolonged introduction to all the monster and just, I don't know. It didn't grip me as much. Also, I'm not including Harry Potter and a Cursed Child in those categories just because I think it's sort of separate. And question number 4. What is your least favorite film? Oh, that's actually fairly easy. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. You get over the hair, because I couldn't get over the hair. Yeah, it bugged me so much. Like, I never imagined them looking like that, and it just sort of ruined it all. And I don't, even though I really enjoyed the book, like, the movie was so blah. Do you know, like, all I could say about that movie is like blah, blah, blah. No. Get a haircut as a girl with hair like this. Parts of the books, films that made you cry. What I was crying was probably Dobby, but I don't think I actually cried, but I probably teared up a bit. When Sirius Black died, I was like, cool. And when Dumbledore died, it was fairly sad, but I was mostly like, what? Like, he's old and he was ready to die, and he said that, like, you know, death is just another adventure. It was more of a surprise and it was awesome. I love these sort of twists, and sort of sad because I do like Snape. Never ever say that Snape is a hero. No, you're an adult. If you're helping someone, you don't have to be an asshole to them. And everyone's like, yeah, but he loves Lily. Well, if he truly loved Lily, then freaking love her son. Like, I know it's like from the seed of the guy that you hate, but dude, grow a pair. Just man up. He is just so butthurt, man. He's just so butthurt. What was even the question? And then when Dobby died, that was the saddest. And I think, although I think if Hagrid died, I'd be like, okay, bye. Hagrid is the most heartwarming character. He's the sweetest. I love Hagrid. If anything happened to Hagrid ever, I'd be like, square go. Right, if you could hook up with any character, who would it be? It would be Oliver Wood, because he's a keeper. Sorry, I had to make that joke. But in all fairness, he was fairly attractive, and when I was little, when I watched him, he was like, damn. I think it would be one of the twins of Weasleys, just because, dude, they're hilarious. and I think they would like treat a girl really nicely as well. I think, oh, that reminds me, no, actually, can I change my previous answer? When Fred died, that was the saddest. It's just because I know how twins are psychologically connected and how they live together, and everything they've done together. And I thought that was such a cruel thing to separate them, and I would never imagine how George lived for the rest of his days. I think it's just the saddest thing. That's like maybe the only time that I felt so sad about something that happened to a character and the character wasn't an animal. Why? Take it back. It breaks my heart every time I think about it, so let's just not think about it and move on. I don't think there was anyone that I was like, oh, I'd like to date that guy. Would never date Harry. Way too problematic. Ron just doesn't particularly like it. I don't think Ron is very clever. Lupus would be maybe nice, but then he died. Man, everyone died. Draco, there's Draco, but I mean, maybe. I'm not like in a rush to pair up with anyone from Harry Potter. Who's your favorite character? Hagrid. I love Hagrid. Hagrid is the best thing ever. Everything about him is just so pure and nice, but also he's so fierce when he needs to be. Like, he will smack you if you do something to people he loves. I love that about it. I think Hagrid. Who's your least favorite character? Like, nobody liked Umbridge, but she's a good character, as in people were supposed to dislike her, and that really came across. I would have to say that I would be a Sirius Black for me, because it's supposed to be someone that you love, supposed to be like a father figure, which he completely failed at. I mean, come on. Sirius Black was my least favorite character. Oh, question 10 is actually, what would your Patronus be? I already touched up on that. It was a hot dog. Actually, maybe a hamburger. It would be a red squirrel. Isn't that just the lamest? I'm talking about lameliness, standing like this in front of the window where people can see me on Saturday alone. So I suppose fair game. Still sucks. I really want to know what is yours, so please comment below. Like, I mean, anything will be better than mine, so what do you have to lose? If you could have the Resurrection Stone, Invisibility Cloak or Elder Wand, which one would it be? I wouldn't like the Resurrection Stone because the idea is frankly quite gross. Also, if I knew magic, that would be probably different, but the only object that I can see myself using when I don't know magic would be the Invisibility Cloak, so that's what I would take it, because what's the point of me having the most powerful wand if I cannot do magic? Boing. Which house would you be in? As every Harry Potter fan, I took the quest more than once just in case. I took it 6 times. Every time I was sorted into Ravenclaw, and I think I don't have a problem with that. In school and when I was at university, both of these times I love studying, I enjoy learning, I plan my learning, I have a proper Hermione-like schedule of when I start preparing for which test and exam. And then Ravenclaws, I think they're sort of chickens, and I am a big ass chicken. So Hufflepuff is really underrated. I feel like they could cook, man. And I don't think they lame at all. How is it lame to be a good friend? Slytherin, I mean, I can see myself in Slytherin as well. I have quite a dark sense of humor, and I like when characters die. Anyway, to answer that, I'm a Ravenclaw. Hence the cap. Could meet any member of the cast, who would it be? I actually would love to meet Daniel Radcliffe. I think he's hilarious. I think he's such a fun person to be around. And he's smart and he's down to earth. Obviously I don't know, but it's just how it seems to me, and so I think that would be that. If you were on the Quidditch team, which position would you play? I actually have quite a good aim, and I'm not a clumsy person. I don't think I would be a beater though. It's very interesting because it would be a great way to release all the anxiety. I don't think I would be the beater. I would maybe be a keeper. Were you happy with the ending? It irked me that in the movie Harry beats Voldemort, that Voldemort just sort of like turns into dust. Like, what the hell is that? No, it's magic, but it's still like within rules. I think it was a really important bit to have a body, have him dead, and how they did in the books, drag him away from all the victims of the battle that were basically laid down in the hole. I think that was so important, and it was so symbolic that he was not even worth being laid next to all the victims. And I think, oh man, like, why did they do that? So frustrating, isn't it? Like, real problems. I already said I did not like the 19 years later bit. They made like all magical creatures look realistic, and they couldn't age them in like a believable manner. I don't know. I still love the movie. I enjoyed the day that Harry decided to fix his old one and destroy the elder one and just throw it away. I think that was brilliant. It was a really good touch. How much does Harry Potter mean to me? Obviously a great deal. Like, Harry Potter meant my childhood. When you smell something and it's that is so freaking familiar and it just brings all the good memories, but you can't put a finger in it. Well, this is like that, but knowing what's causing it, so you can always revisit it. That's how good it is. I think that's Harry Potter to me. It was great, and most importantly is probably that it made me want to read, and I don't know, dude, like, meant a lot, okay? Like, it just meant a lot. Alright guys, I think that's everything. My face is getting a bit itchy, so that's a concern. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I don't look absolutely crazy. Tell me if this was too silly, tell me if you liked it, and let me know what your patronus is down below. Always thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment and subscribe and like and whatnot. And if you didn't, then still do the same. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye! Say hi. Hi.